This is Generation Stadia, giving you that daily dose of everything and anything Stadia related, and this video is all about the games. I'll be breaking down the currently announced Stadia game lineup. In this video, I'll cover action-adventure, fighting, and role-playing games that are coming to Google's brand new platform in the near future. So let's get this started, beginning with the action-adventure genre. First up is Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Now this game's been out for quite some time and was used in Project Stream as its test game. That being said, it's a fantastic title and I would highly recommend it if you're interested in the franchise at all. There is tons of content, a beautiful wide open world for you to explore, and this entry starts to introduce more RPG-like elements to the formula Assassin's Creed is known for. It is easily one of the best entries into the series in a long time. Next up, let's talk Guilt, a Google Stadia exclusive, half action-adventure, half horror. Guilt is aiming to provide a creepy world and a mystery for you to unravel while also delivering a strong narrative featuring Sally as she works her way through a twisted world full of nightmares to find her cousin Emily. I'm very excited for this title and I can't wait to play it once Stadia launches. The studio behind this game is Tequila Works, and they're responsible for one of my favorite VR titles, The Invisible Hours, so I'm sure they won't disappoint when it comes to Guilt. You can definitely expect a full review of this title once it launches. Gods and Monsters is the upcoming game from the creators of Assassin's Creed Odyssey that follows a forgotten hero on a quest to save the Greek gods. Not too much else is known about the title, but as you can see, it sports a beautiful cartoon-like art style that really manages to pop out in a big way. Assassin's Creed Odyssey was also a very fantastic game, so I'm excited to see what comes of this one. Now to round out the action-adventure list, we'll be taking a look at Marvel's Avengers. The developers behind this are Crystal Dynamics, famous for their work on the Tomb Raider franchise. In this game, you'll be able to play as some of the most iconic Marvel heroes in single player or bring along up to 3 other buddies for some online co-op action. There's still quite a bit that's unknown about this game, but expect to hear more about it soon, and I'm very curious to see how it plays out because so far reception has been a bit mixed. Now we're gonna move on to the fighting games, and let's start with the biggest one on Stadia's list. Mortal Kombat 11 needs very little introduction as it's a staple in the fighting game genre and is making its way to Stadia. It features a cinematic single-player story mode along with what you'd come to expect out of a fighter. But it wouldn't be Mortal Kombat without the violence, and MK11 turns it up once more, and if you haven't looked at the fatalities yet, well, you're in for a surprise. The next fighting game we'll talk about is on the complete opposite end. Half RPG, half fighting game, we're talking about none other than Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. In this game, you'll get to create your own Dragon Ball character, unlock iconic moves from the series, play a campaign, or play online with others with or against them. This is a 3D styled fighter that has received plenty of updates and is packed with content for you to enjoy. I'll start off the next one by saying yes, that is the Power Rangers you're seeing on your screen right now. But before you dismiss it, apparently it's really good when it comes down to what matters most, the gameplay. The game may not have the flashiest visuals, a strong story mode, or that big of a character roster, but apparently it does play fantastically and has very good netcode. Also, I should mention that this game launched at a $20 price point, and if it's similarly priced on Stadia, this one may be worth checking out. The last fighter confirmed for the platform is Samurai Showdown, a classic SNK fighter brought back to life with beautiful visuals, great gameplay, and a well-rounded cast of characters. This game was very well received by critics, and I'm considering picking this one up myself. Now it's time for the last category of games that I'll cover in this video, and those are the role-playing games. Are you looking for an MMO? Well, The Elder Scrolls Online is coming and has tons of content for you to enjoy and a vast open world to explore with your friends. While this game may have launched to a rocky start, it has really turned things around in a big way. Multiple expansions have really opened up the game in a lot of ways and added tons of content for you to enjoy if you want to hop in with Stadia. Let's just hope that they announce some sort of cross-save or cross-play support in the near future, as the Stadia version would really benefit from it. Not into multiplayer RPGs? Well, then there's Final Fantasy 15. When it comes to JRPGs, Final Fantasy is arguably the biggest name out there. In this game, you can explore a large open world with a cinematic story mode front and center when it comes to the experience. I think it's safe to assume that Stadia will have the Royal Edition for sale, which expands the game in tons of ways through all the DLC. This includes a multiplayer co-op mode as well. Now to finish it up, the last officially confirmed RPG at the time of this video may be the most exciting one. We're talking Baldur's Gate 3 here, brought to us by Larian, the studio that made Divinity Original Sin 2 a highly acclaimed title that is really worth checking out if you're into isometric RPGs. If you're into Dungeons and Dragons, then this game will be right up your alley, so be sure to keep your eyes on it. Not to mention, it has been teased that it will be using Stadia in many unique ways. This may just be my most anticipated title so far, and the game has a lot to live up to, but I'm sure Larian Studios will deliver. And that wraps up today's video. If you wanted to hear about first-person shooters, sport games, and racing games coming to Stadia, then be sure to check out the annotation above as I covered them there. And if you liked this video or found it helpful at all, be sure to hit that like button as it really does help the channel out, and if you're wanting more content like this, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell as well. For today's end of video message, I want to know, what game are you planning to pick up on this list, if any at all? I'll be sure to take note of what you're all considering to pick up, and may pick it up myself for reviewing on this channel. Other than that, I just want to take this little bit of time to thank you all for your continued support, as I really do appreciate it. The Gen S community is growing faster than I could have ever imagined, and I'm really happy to see such a positive community starting to form here. Anyways, this has been Generation Stadia, giving you that daily dose of everything and anything Stadia related. The Gen S community is over 1,500 strong and growing by the day, and until next time, I'll catch you in the clouds.